Drought is one of the challenges of farming in Australia. However, over the last few years they seem to be more frequent and last longer. In order to make the most of limited rainfall, the Yarrie Lake Landcare Group near Narrabri have received funding from the North West Local Land Services to put in a trial on water spreading.
So we've set up this water spreading banks here to showcase to landholders and other interested parties what can be done in this sort of landscape to try and slow the water, make it more usable in terms of slowness, infiltrating into the soil so we get better pasture growth, less erosion and better production systems for these grazing areas which are in quite marginal, sandy soils which do drain quite freely. So just being able to hold that water a little bit longer would be quite effective. Well, the Landcare Group has actually sought some funding and they've since funded another 4 or 5 landholders in both areas, in both the Yarrie Lake Landcare Group and also in Merrinborough Landcare Group. And I know that they're quite keen. There's members here today that are looking to do something similar, but it's also very cost effective. Looking at about 70 cents a metre, so they're quite a cost effective means of trying to slow that water down. So if they can get a little bit of funding through Landcare, a little bit of cost share by the landholders, it's quite a manageable activity to undertake.
It's designed to spread the water, not to run it off. It's to keep it on the place, and I think it's doing a really good job of that. We've had a couple of fairly heavy falls of rain, and it's held the water here, and it makes the grasses sort of develop more.
Have you noticed any increase in the carrying capacity in this particular?
Not yet. It's only been 6 months, and I think this is a fairly long-term project. It's I'd say I can see a little difference, but it's very slight. But I think it's a 3 or 4 year thing before you'll really get a big result.
What about the we've had a pretty tough season. What about the density of the grass? Has that sort of improved?
I think it's close to the banks. It has, yeah. Like I said, it's going to be it's a long-term thing, and it's going to take a while. But yeah, we sowed a little bit of grass along the banks, and some of that's come up. A bit of saltbush. We found a few of those yesterday.
And so, the water holding capacity, how's that? Does the grass hold, stay greener for longer?
Oh yeah, very close to the banks it does, and that's what they've told me. Like that, long term that'll get further and further up the hill. So yeah, right at the banks, that's where I can notice it. It's staying greener for a bit longer.